Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys more of my favorite rose fragrances. The last time I did this video was over 4 years ago, actually 4 years and 9 days. It was October 10th, 2016. And I thought it was about time to add more favorite rose fragrances to this list. So if you'd like to know my favorite rose fragrances, then keep watching. Now I have 10 fragrances and one little honorable mention. He's sitting right there. I'm going to get into this list. I will not be going too much into notes. In fact, not really at all. Maybe mentioning one or two keynotes with these lists or with these fragrances. And just because I have reviews of most of these, so if I have reviews of any of them, I'll link them below. Also, if you see missing fragrances, I'm going to link my last rose video I did 4 years ago. Please forgive the cringy backdrop, and it's still cringy levels of production, but the backdrop's a little better this time. Those fragrances still stand as my favorites, so I'm like adding to the list. The first two fragrances we're going to talk about come from Maison Lancome. I couldn't choose between the two. I really love both of these individually. And we have Roses Parfait and Roses Berberanza. Now the difference in these, I would say, I'm going to mention Middle Eastern desserts. Roses Berberanza, because of the nuts in here, it kind of reminds me more of baklava in regards to kind of that sweetness and that nuttiness. It's a really beautiful rose scent. It's extra sweet without being sweet in a nauseating way. I really love it. And with Roses Parfait, this is more of a pure rose scent. Of course, there's other things going on in it, but I link this to kind of smelling like tasting Turkish delight, rose Turkish delight. It's just a really beautiful, sweet rose syrup scent. And it's really gorgeous on the skin, and it's very complimentary. So these two have been some of my favorite fragrances ever. I do really enjoy and love Maison Lancome. But specifically those two for rose scents just are standouts. They're just really spectacular. This next scent comes from Ormonde Jayne, and it's Taif Intensivo. I love the feeling that this fragrance has on my skin. I do love the original Taif a lot, like a lot, but I like the added intensity of this fragrance. If the concentration is just heavier, but it's the same formula. And the saffron and the date really bring out this really beautiful, distinctive rose note that this fragrance has. I am a huge fan of it. It's beautiful. If you can get your hands on it, definitely recommend doing it. It's gorgeous. Now, this other fragrance, if I'm running through these really fast, I don't want this video to be crazy long. I'm sorry. I know my videos have been super long recently, and I'm trying to keep this down. This next one is a newer fragrance to my collection, and I didn't think it was going to be part of this video because I really wanted this video to be fragrances I've had for a while and worn, but this completely took my breath away when I tried it. And I love unique compositions, and Rose Masqat from Royal Crown is just a beautiful, and I mean beautiful, animalic rose scent. And I like the fact that it doesn't smell safe, but it smells beautiful. And if you're looking for a new kind of composition on rose, or a little bit more challenging rose that's still really wearable and perfect, this has been like a love for me since I first smelled it. And when I read the notes, and I knew I was gonna like it, but I didn't know how much I was gonna like it until I started wearing it. So love this one, and the presentation is spectacular. This thing is heavy. This is a chunky boy. Chunky little thing. This next one, I don't know why I keep saying this next one. Here we go. Le Mat from Mendittarosa. This has been one of the scents that I think deserves way more hype than it gets. This is a special rose. This isn't just a stereotypical like Roses Berberanza or Rose Essentielle or Rose d'Araby, where it's like a familiar rose scent but better. This one's unique, kind of like Rose Masqat, but I think a little bit more special in regards to how it smells. It smells like straw, it smells honeyed, it smells dry, and the rose in here is just spectacular. It's a unique and challenging rose, but it's still really easy to understand and wear. It's a gorgeous, perfect scent, and well worth checking out. Perfect scent. I can't describe how perfect that fragrance is, especially if you love rose and you've smelled it all. You probably haven't smelled that, and that's what I like about it. It's just so unique and beautiful. Now, if we're talking about unique scents, I think that Lipstick Rose from Frederic Malle is a gorgeous scent. It is so powdery that a lot of people consider this like one of the best rose fragrances they've ever smelled, and other people are really turned off by the powder, because the powder in this, like the name, it smells like old lipstick. Like not fresh lipstick, like old lipstick. Like you're going through your mom's purse when you were a kid and you get her lipstick and maybe it's been in the bottom of her bag for a little longer than she's willing to admit, and then you put it on and it kind of like stings your nose and like, but think of that in a positive perfume way. Like that's what it smells like. It's that kind of stale makeup with this sweet rose that comes together to create something I think that's really beautiful and ultra wearable. It is one of the more gorgeous scents from Frederic Malle in my personal opinion. I really love this scent. I love the smell of kind of like old makeup scents. It kind of reminds me of like glamorous fragrances. This is just really, really stunning. I don't know if I have a review for this. I'll have to double check. If I don't, I will review it soon because I think it's spectacular. Next up, I don't know why I keep saying that. All right, up next, same thing. We have Kazimi from House of Matriarch. I've gone into this scent so many times, so many lists. It's just a beautiful rose. It has a real heart to it. It has a depth to it. It has a complexity to it. A little bit of woods in here. It's just really, really pretty. This is probably one of the more hyped fragrances from House of Matriarch. I see a lot of people talking about Coco Blanc. I see a lot of people talking about Toka Tatao, and a lot of people talking about Kazimi. In my personal opinion, they all deserve the love and praise. And Kazimi is just a beautiful, just really rich, deep, complex rose scent. But it's not, again, like your stereotypical rose. There's a lot of little nuances in it that I really enjoy. But there's nothing wrong with easy to wear rose fragrances. And the last three are probably the easiest of the entire lineup to wear, but ones that I truly love. Now this one has been discontinued. You can still find it on eBay and Amazon and some retailer sites like FragranceNet and things like that. It's obviously Rose Essentielle from Bvlgari, one of my most favorite and most precious fragrances in my collection. This fragrance means so much to me and I've gone into it so much, so I'm not going to go into it now, but this is one of the most beautiful rose fragrances ever created. It's super spectacular, well blended, and if you can find it, I mean, it's really affordable when you can find it on like Amazon or those discount websites. Well worth checking out. I know a lot of people have said that some of the newer fragrances from Bvlgari are essentially the same. If you guys have any experience with that, and if you can confirm or deny, let me know, because I cannot be without this smell in my life, and if I have to buy like 10 backup bottles of it, I will if I have to. There's nothing that smells identical to it from Bvlgari. It's two. Last one and two. So we're gonna go with this one. This is Roses de Chloe. This scent, I love Chloe fragrances. Chloe has a beautiful, playful, flirty femininity to the line that I really enjoy, and it's that kind of like playful femininity that they don't stray from that makes their mainstream designer line really beautiful. It can smell a little generic at times, but I like their idea of what their everyday scent is. Like, I just like the Chloe DNA a lot. And Roses de Chloe is a beautiful take on a rose and that playful femininity that I just really enjoy. It's a gorgeous scent. This is a great layering scent. If you have some woody aromatics out there and you just want them to be a little bit more floral, I was gonna say fruity, I don't know why I was gonna say fruity, a little bit more floral. This is a beautiful layering scent. I love to layer this with Eccentric Molecules, Molecule 1. Beautiful scent. I had a small bottle of it. I sold it to buy a big bottle of it, and I'm not disappointed. Last on my official top 10 list, we have Rose Ikebana from Hemressence, or Hermes. And the reason why this is on here is because, to me, this is on par with Rose Essentielle from Bvlgari as being one of the most beautiful, well-crafted, and wearable rose fragrances ever created. I think that there is a simplicity to this fragrance. There's a silkiness to this fragrance. It smells so good on the skin. It's so complimentary. I really like rose to smell a variety of different ways, but if I have to think, like if I have to pull my biases out of the equation and just think what fragrance smells perfect in regards to what people would assume a rose fragrance would be, it would be Rose Essentielle and followed very closely by Rose Ikebana. Just my personal opinions in regards to what people in their head imagine a rose would smell like. The reason why I like Rose Ikebana is because this sits on the skin so lightly, but it has a lot of presence to it. You can really experience it and smell it throughout the day. But the beauty of this scent is that the rose is just crystal clear, and it's like you're getting the whole rose. You're getting the head of the rose, the beautiful petals, you're getting the thorns, you're getting the leaves, you're getting the stem. It just smells like experiencing a rose in all of its beauty, and that's why I really, really love this scent. If you have the opportunity to try it and you're a rose lover, definitely give it a shot. It is amazing. Before we go, and then I talk about that little guy right there, and I wanted to give another huge thank you to Roses Forever for sending me this beautiful bouquet a few weeks ago. I've had this, I talked about this in my What Rose Means to Me video. They sell these beautiful preserved rose bouquets. You can get a variety of different colors, different shapes and boxes. You can do small boxes, large boxes. And these roses will remain fresh and beautiful for up to a year. I wanted to include them in this video because when I talked about them last time, I was sobbing like a baby because I don't think they realized how special this gift was. Giving this to me was gonna mean to me. And if you guys wanna listen to me sob like a child, then that video is for you. But I just wanted to give them a proper shout out with my nose not like covered in snot and me not sniffling like, you know, like I'm sobbing. So Roses Forever, thank you again so much, and I'll have a link to their website below if you want to check out their beautiful blooms. Last and certainly not least, an honorable mention. Now, I didn't want to include any discontinued fragrances in the previous list, but I had to include Rose Essentielle. That needs to be a part of this list. But I did want to include Rose Extreme from Micallef as one of my favorite rose scents. This is a fragrance that had been on my wish list for at least 4 years. It had been on my wish list for a very long time. This is a beautiful, rich, syrupy, silky, slightly fruity rose scent. It smells stunning. Now, this originally priced, I forget if it was like $600 or $500, but it was just enough money for me to put off buying it like forever. And it's not that I forgot about it, I just got caught up in like the move and so many different fragrances. Like, I know I moved a year ago, but we were in the process of moving for 2 years. Like there was a lot going on, and then my dad being sick, and then, you know, stuff with my nephew. There's a lot of fragrances that just got pushed to the back burner. And this was one of the scents, and then I just realized a few months ago, I need to have this scent. And I couldn't find it anywhere, and then I found it on Fragrance X and I purchased it, and I'm so glad I finally have it in my collection. If you can get your hands on this fragrance, it is well worth it if you like rose. But it is a sweet, slightly fruity rose, but it's not jammy. I mean, I guess it can be a little jammy, but it doesn't have that super sweet red fruit jamminess that I attribute to jammy rose scents, which I also really like jammy rose fragrances, don't get me wrong. But it's just a beautiful, just perfect rose scent again. And it needed and deserved a place on this list. That's why it's an honorable mention. But anyway, and that's why I put it there, so it could get some love, because the bottle's really pretty. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my addition to my favorite rose fragrances. I've again been meaning to do this video for a few months now, but I figured now's a good time to sit down and share some beautiful rose scents. So that concludes this updated favorite rose fragrance list. I hope you enjoyed this video. Glad I finally had the opportunity to sit down and share these with you guys, and I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you agree with the fragrances on my list? Do you disagree? What rose fragrances do you have in your collection? Have you tried and you love and you would recommend me to try? Because I am always on the hunt to add more rose fragrances to my collection. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love seeing this channel grow, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!